So we're going to dive right in, dive right in. You know me, I don't like to waste too much time. Just talk about
I
what
know.
the situation is. So I've been looking at all the sports, and of course, football, which is our number one baby. Um,
Hmm.
Now, the question I have for you is very simple. And the reason I ask this question is simply because of the Milan Derby. So the Milan Derby was a cup game, Coppa Italia, between AC Milan and Inter Milan.
Yeah.
And forgetting the scores or whatever happened, what happened in particular was the fight between, or the almost fight, or the scuffle between Zlatan and Lukaku.
Hmm.
Now, my question is, those kind of moments make those rivalries wonderful.
Yes.
And considering the fact that Man United played Arsenal and we missed the Roy Keane and Vieira days, the fighting in the
100%.
tunnel, then of course they back it up with good football. Have rivalries over time become less and less important to the players and more important to the fans?
You know what? In this time, especially during this pandemic, 100%, you've got to say yes. Um, I personally feel even now, we've almost come up to like a year with this pandemic, and the passion. I feel some of the games, I feel like they're glorified friendlies. I really do. Um, you see Arsenal playing Man United. I saw players skinning teeth. I saw players skinning teeth with each other. Since when do you see players skinning teeth with each other? Since when do people go in without these full-blooded challenges? It wasn't there in Arsenal versus Man United. It was neat football. It was entertaining. It was 0-0. It wasn't a ball draw, but it was entertaining. But the fans weren't there to push them on. We know what the fans are like at Arsenal. They're the sort of fans, they get on your back after the first 15, 20 minutes. They want to know and they want to see what's going on. The same at Old Trafford. If things ain't going well in a game like that, there's going to be a reaction. There's nothing there. As far as the players are concerned, I feel like sometimes they do go out there and they're just getting their paychecks. There's no passion, there's no heart. Nobody's, playing for that badge anymore. Do you remember the days? I remember when infamous time Gary Neville was playing Arsenal. They won the game, and he went to the video to the camera, and he was like, "Yeah, that's me,
I
that's
mean,
us."
I
You
mean,
know,
knowing Gary Neville, he did that to a whole lot of other teams, Liverpool and all that. Yeah,
of
but
course,
pandemic aside, though, I think this is something I've been seeing over the years. So I think the rivalries are more important to the fans, and you get the passion and the whatever you get, the emotions between the fans. Amongst the
definitely.
players, though, I don't particularly see it as much. So if we look at rivalries, not just in England and everywhere else, you used to have one of the reasons that the games were really big was a competitive edge. One
Mm,
person they're both going for the cup. If you look at the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Celtic, Rangers, at a certain point, Man United, Arsenal, and of course you also have the rivalries that you have history. So if for example, you look at the Midlands, you have West Brom Villa. You
nah,
have all those teams. You have all those. You love West Brom, don't you? You have.
I hate Scumbrum. Pardon my language. I cannot stand Scumbrum. We are not friends whatsoever. It's a situation like living in Aston partially. I will know this. We have this thing in Aston. If we lose to Scumbrum, don't go work next day. There's no point. Because if you go work the next day and you've got to do a Scumbrum fan, a fight is going to break out. You don't even date someone who supports Scumbrum. Burnham City, maybe. Scumbrum, no way.
you
And
you
that's
you're proving my point exactly. So the passion is still within the fans. So I was very happy when I saw. I mean, Lukaku and Zlatan, former teammates, Man United. They probably don't. I don't know where the beef came from, but I liked the fact that they were going at each other, and that made the game a bit spicy. Uh,
mhm.
if you're looking back now, even when you see the likes of maybe Arsenal, Tottenham, it's more about the fans going back and forth, but the players don't seem to have that. I mean, if you ever watched the documentary with Roy Keane and Vieira, and how Roy Keane said, "Look, a week, 2 weeks before we play this game, everybody is getting, there's the passion, there's the heat, But then now, I don't know, when I'm looking at particular reasons why the rivalries have died, does it not mean much to the players anymore? Is it just another opponent take 3 points, move on? Is it it's what is killing it? What is exactly killing it?
Do you know what? I'm glad you brought up Roy Keane and Vieira because I can watch that documentary over and over and over. And even then, you could still see the animosity and the friction between the two players. Even then, okay? Nowadays, people don't know what derbies are about, what rivalries are about. You know, if you look at the players, for example, I'm going to use Man United and Man City, perfect example. The majority of players at the Citizens at Man City, they don't know what this Manchester derby is all about. All they care about is getting the 3 points. Who cares about going in with 50-50 challenges? Who cares about what Roy Keane did to Alf Inge Haaland? You remember that challenge?
Of
They
course.
won't. They probably don't even know what that even is. These are the sort of things that people should be thinking about. You know, I will never forget when Man City, I can't remember what year it was, but I'll never forget when Man City took Man United apart and they beat them like 5 or 6-1. Even the GOAT scored, Sean Gota, right? These are the sort of things this should be installed into players. If I'm Guardiola, I'm saying, don't ever forget this. You want to be number one? You want Manchester City to be blue and always blue? You want Manchester to be blue? You need to remember this stuff and embarrass them. The same way the Red Devils need to say, you know what? This happened to us. This happened. It's not happening again. You don't hear that. You don't see that. So yeah, 100%. Rivalry is all about the fans now. The players, they don't even know what we're even talking about.
Well, but in to be fair to the players, it's still all about going out and getting 3 points. So
Of course it is. Of
so
course.
there will still be the fight, the passion, beat the person in front of you and move on.
Tell
Um,
me the last time that you saw a red card in a derby.
well, that doesn't necessarily make it as passionate as we want it to be, though.
Sometimes, do you remember people used to go over the top? They used
Well,
to
the
go over
last the
the top.
last
We don't even see a snippet.
the last red card I saw, or I can remember off the top of my head, was Paul Pogba against Arsenal, Man
When
United
was that?
in Emirates. That's about, I think, 2 seasons ago. Man United. That's when Lingard did uh,
Oh yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah.
the dance. Yeah, but other than that, in terms of 50-50 tackles, pushes, fights, that tension that you feel
Not
before,
there.
it's been a while. It's been a while. I think the last, well, maybe it's possible because, as I said, the competitive edge between these teams have all gone. So if you look at the Midlands, apart from bragging rights, so you have Leicester, you have West Brom, you have Aston Villa, you have Wolves. With the fans not being there, as you say, it puts a different light. But even when the fans were there, it's, as I said, it's more, you see more of the passion in the fans than the players.
Oh, you're always going to see that. You're always going to see that, and I think that's exactly why a lot of people want to see the fans come back as soon as possible because they're a big factor, a massive factor.
Okay, so what we're saying now is, because the passion with the fans always transcend to the players, and eventually the tension will come back, and then you can get the feisty red cards and the punch in the eye, and talking points after the
Right,
game.
because you know what you're talking about. That's exactly what it is. And that's exactly why we need fans back in the stadium. 100%. However, what can we do?
Well, we shall see. We shall see. Looking at, say, when I'm looking at other games and looking at the things out there, and I mean, the game is still beautiful. We're just taking 3 points and moving ahead, but there's that extra thing that it seems to miss these days. Seems to.
Yeah, 100%.
I
100%.
I mean, for example, in when you have in Spain, where you have Atletico Madrid leading the table.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Barcelona is second now, I think, and Madrid is third. So
Yeah.
if they play each other, playing for second and playing to win the cup might be a different incentive. So the passion might not be there as much, especially, as I said, then no fans again. So things like
Mm-hmm.
that might take the edge off. Whereas you have Man City and Liverpool, who have been going toe to toe for the past 3, 4 years. The games are nice to watch; they're wonderful, but you still don't see as much grr in the games as
Grams,
you see.
there's no crack. It's not there.
It's not there. It's not there. Well, it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully, the rivalries get back to what they used to be. Till then, we'll continue to enjoy the games as we could.
Martins.